Despite the initial problems with Football Manager 26, we've plodded along with our Crystal Palace save and things are going quite well. We've survived a bit of a dodgy start to the season, we've fought back and we're flying quite high in the Premier League. But today, it's all about Europe as we get our group campaign underway in the Conference League. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel on part 3 of our Crystal Palace FM26 Beta save. As I said in the intro, FM26 has its problems. You've probably seen on social media and stuff, a lot of people dislike this game. I don't particularly dislike it. It's not the worst game in the world. It has its bugs and it has its issues and stuff. But my biggest concern is it feels less immersive than ever before. It doesn't feel like I'm managing the club. Like the removal of shouts, for example, during a match. Whether they did anything or not, it felt like you were doing something if you shouted encouragement when the team went 1-0 down, or you shouted for them to get stuck in or whatever. Like, it felt like you were doing something. It felt like you were actually on the touchline shouting instructions to your team. Now, it feels like you kind of just pick the team and then watch the game go on, and you occasionally make a sub. But anyway, enough about the moaning. The game may be less immersive than ever before, but we have plodded along with our Crystal Palace save, and we've reached October and the opening stages of the Conference League group stage. And in this episode, we start our campaign against Fiorentina, and we will show you that game and possibly the next one as well. But let's get on with what's happened in the season so far. You saw us beat Liverpool in the Community Shield in the last episode, and since then, August went quite poorly. We started our season with a 1-0 loss away at Chelsea. Liam Delap with the only goal of the game. Despite the fact that we were on top for the majority, we had less possession than Chelsea, but we had 14 shots on goal, an XG of 0.66, but only managed 2 shots on target for the entire game. You can see from the rankings, like the player ratings, that we weren't great. 6.5 for Sarr, 6.6 for Nketiah, 6.6 for Uche. We weren't great at all and probably deserved the loss overall, despite the fact that we had a lot of chances. We were very poor in front of goal, and yeah, we deserved the defeat. We did get our first victory of the season over Lausanne in the Conference League qualifying round. Pino and Sarr with the goals in the 12th minute and the 88th minute to give us a 2-0 victory in the first leg. Again, though, we had an XG of 2.5. We had 25 shots on goal and only 9 of them on target. So our shots on target to shots ratio isn't great at all. We're conceding the possession. Despite playing the gegenpress, we're conceding the possession a lot in pretty much every game we're playing. But we're managing to attack, counter-attack, and get shots underway. But they're not hitting the target as much as what they need to be. Despite that, we still managed to get a victory, and it was our first win of the Conference League, and it put us in a very good position going into the second leg. Unfortunately, that form didn't continue into the league. Morgan Gibbs-White gave Forest the lead after 6 minutes. Pino equalised for Palace after the 47th minute, but a late rally from Forest. 2 goals late on in the 86th minute from Gibbs-White and the 93rd minute winner from Murillo. It was a 3-1 home defeat, and again, we look at the player ratings. Sarr with a 6.2, Nketiah with a 6.5, Hughes with a 6.5, Lerma with a 6.3, the goalkeeper only had a 6.1. We were poor. And if you look, we actually had the most of the possession. We had the lion's share of the possession in this game. And I think that maybe was our undoing, to be honest. 2.31 XG. We were the better side with regards XG. We had 14 corners to their 3. We had more possession. We had more shots. We had more shots on target. But unfortunately, we couldn't score the goals to get us the victory. And it was another defeat. And it was 2 defeats in 2 in the league. We then finished the job against Lausanne in the Conference League qualifier. A 5-2 victory to make it 7-2 on aggregate. Sarr opened the scoring in the first minute. He added a second on the 39th. Pino scored in the 40th minute. It was 3-0 at half-time. It was job done. Then Munoz and Nketiah added to that scoreline in the second half before Lausanne put up a little bit of a fight later on with goals in the 85th and the 89th minute just to make it a little bit more respectable for them. But it was job done, and it meant we would be in the draw for the group stage. And then we finally got a point on the board in the Premier League, a 2-2 draw away at Aston Villa. Morgan Rogers gave Villa the lead in the 13th minute. Uche scored in the 27th to equalise. Torres gave Villa a 2-1 lead to take into the break in the 45th minute, right on the stroke of half-time. But Jeremy Pino got the equaliser in the 58th minute, and it was a fair result all round. If you look, the XG was the same for both sides. And yeah, we got our first point on the board. It was a well-earned point, but again, there were a lot of under-par performances, and we're carrying a couple of injuries, or we were carrying a couple of injuries at the time, and it meant we were a little bit weakened, and we don't really have great depth in this squad, and there weren't a lot of money to bring in new players either. Beraldo is literally the only player we've brought in this season. So we're stuck with the squad that we had, and I think maybe it isn't as strong as it needs to be. But we started September against Sunderland at home, and we got off to a decent start. Munoz running to the box, a great finish into the top corner to give us a 1-0 lead in the 17th minute. And then in the second half, right in the death, it was over the 3 minutes of injury time, Jean-Philippe Mateta got a simple tap-in, really, to give us a 2-0 victory. It was our first win of the season, and we completely dominated. Again, we conceded possession, but an XG of 2.11, 24 shots, 9 on target, 7 corners. Jefferson Lerma with a 7.8 was the man of the match, and it was a very, very good performance. We followed that up with a penalty shootout victory over Wolves in the League Cup, and then we went to West Ham, and Jean-Philippe Mateta scored the only goal of the game in the 56th minute to give us a 1-0 away victory. It was our first league away victory of the season, and it was 2 wins on the bounce, 2 clean sheets on the bounce in the league, and things were certainly going to plan now. 52% of the possession in this game, 1.55 XG. It was a closer game. It was a close game, but we managed to nick the victory. Mateta with a 7.1. Man of the match was Daniel Munoz with a 7.4, although over there it says 7.3. So he just pipped the man of the match over Tyreek Mitchell and Maxence Lacroix, who also performed very, very well. The goalkeeper with a 7.2. And yeah, it was a good victory and another good feeling. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to show you the goals because I've clicked on to show you the goals here and it's just come up with this report. And now I can't get back to show you the goal. So unfortunately, we're not showing you the goal in this game, but it was a win. And then we welcome Liverpool to Selhurst Park. We'd beaten them once this season. Could we do it again? We certainly got off to the better start. Ismail Assar with an easy finish. Munoz put it across. It was initially disallowed, but VAR overturned it. But second half, 72nd minute, McAllister put the ball across and Ekatike into an empty net for a 1-1 scoreline. And it looked like they were on the front foot when they equalised, but immediately we went on the attack. Mitchell put it across, and Jeremy Pino. All 3 goals were very, very similar in this game. Basically, the ball went across and simple tap-ins, really. But we come out on top and beat Liverpool for the second time this season. We beat them in the Community Shield. We then beat them in the league 2-1. And that has moved us up to 6th position in the Premier League at these early stages. As you can see, we sit 6th with 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses. Scored 8 goals, conceded 7, 10 points on the board. Top of the table are Arsenal with 15 points. They won 5, lost 1, haven't drawn yet. Liverpool are 2nd. They suffered their first defeat of the season in their last game, which was against us. Bournemouth 3rd, Spurs 4th, Man City 5th, and then we sit 6th. Sunderland, Leeds, Brighton, Forest make up the top half of the season. Man United are down in 12th. Newcastle are currently in 14th. And Chelsea have had a horrendous start to the season. 6 games played, 1 win, which was against us on the opening day, 2 draws and 3 defeats since. And they currently sit 17th after 6 games, which is absolutely an atrocious start of the season for them. And there you can see all of our results thus far. We now move into the Conference League. We take on Fiorentina at home and then Strasbourg away, with Everton and Bournemouth in the league sandwiched in between those 2 games. I've just noticed, actually, you can't filter by competition anymore. In the fixture list in previous Football Managers, you could filter and just show a certain competition. Like you could pick just Premier League or just Conference League. I was going to pick just Conference League to show you just the fixtures that we had in the Conference League. But unfortunately, we can't do that. In the Carabao Cup, we play Cardiff, which follows a trip to Arsenal. Then we've got AEK, FCI Levadia, CFR Cluj, and Iberia 1999. That is our 6 games in the Conference League, and then hopefully we'll move on to the next phase and beyond. But we start with a couple of really tough games at home to Fiorentina and away to Strasbourg. And without further ado, enough of waffling, let's get into a game. I am having an absolute mare recording this video. I double clicked when I pressed start record in OBS. I double clicked and it stopped recording. So I've just played the entire game against Fiorentina, commentating on it, and it wasn't recording. I went through our entire team before the game to show you what player was playing well and stuff. Yeah, and I didn't record. I forgot to press record. Well, I didn't forget to press record. I pressed record, but I double clicked on it, and it hasn't recorded the footage. And there was a moment during that game where a bug happened because I made some substitutions. The substitutions went through. Then a player got injured. It doesn't tell you in the team list. So you go to your tactics screen. It doesn't tell you which player was injured. So you have to sub off every single player and then undo it because the referee tells you that your assistant manager, tells you that you've still got an injured player on the pitch. So you can't actually go back because you can't play with an injured player on the pitch. I don't know how that's going to work if you've already used all your subs, to be fair, because it won't let you go back into the game. And it turned out that it was Jeremy Pino who was injured, who I'd already subbed off. So I'd subbed him off like a minute before. Then he got injured after he'd already been subbed off. And then it wouldn't let me continue until I'd moved him out of his position and put the player who I'd subbed on into that position. I don't know if you've noticed as well, when you make subs in the game, it doesn't swap over. It keeps the player on your tactics screen. It keeps the player there that you've just subbed off. It might have been because of how quickly the injury happened after he'd been subbed off. Like, I think he might have injured himself sitting down on the bench or something. And then, yeah, bit of a bug there. But stupid me didn't record. So I'll go and show you the 2 goals that we did score. We were quite decent, actually, in this game. I'll load up the goals just so you can see what happened in this game. But yeah, I literally double-clicked on the thing. It didn't record. I went back to stop recording, and it hadn't recorded anything. Here was the opener. Pino knocked it down for Munoz. Munoz with a good finish. Munoz, again, like I said before, well, I didn't say before, I said in the build-up to this match before that I didn't record, so you haven't actually seen it. Munoz has been brilliant this season. The catcher with a lovely little flick header over De Gea for the second goal. The match engine is very much improved. I like some of the new graphics that are in there. Some of the goals that are scored are completely different to what we've seen before on Football Manager, but the game is very, very broken. It doesn't show you who's injured. There was a bit of lagging and stuff like that. But yeah, you didn't get to see the game because I forgot. Well, like I said, I didn't forget. I double-clicked. It didn't record. So now I'm going to play the next couple of league games off camera, and then we'll record for the Strasbourg game so that you get to see one of the Conference League games in this episode. But that 2-0 win puts us 10th in the Conference League group standings, and yeah, hopefully we can follow that up with a victory away at Strasbourg. They won 3-0 away from home in their opening game, so they're on form as well. Just before we move on, this is another thing. I'm not sure if I put this down as a bug or not, but Palace were tipped to finish 10th in the season preview. So it's a mid-table finish, even top half. And 10th is top half, really, isn't it? But every game we've played so far, the opposition manager tips us to stay up because we've been widely tipped to struggle to avoid relegation. Again, it's just broken. I know we played 2 games since that victory over Fiorentina, and we lost away to Everton. And Dean Henderson got injured as well. So that wasn't ideal. Henderson ended up breaking his arm or fracturing his arm. He's been sent to a specialist. He's out for up to 8 weeks. And obviously, once he comes back after the 8 weeks, he will then have rehabilitation time and stuff. So he's an important player. He's our number one goalkeeper. And we're without him for a few months, which is not ideal. We did follow up that defeat, though, by bouncing back to winning ways with a 2-0 victory over Bournemouth. Clean sheet for Walter Benitez in his first full game for us this season. Mateta with the opening goal in the 66th minute, and then Jeremy Pino in injury time, giving us a much-deserved victory. Our XG was much higher. We had a lot more shots on goal, and I think it just took a long time to break them down, but I think the 2-0 victory is a fair scoreline. There is one thing that has always bugged me in Football Manager, and it's that every October or November time, you get players that are squad players or whatever, they come to you and they kick off because they're not playing enough. Well, this time it's gone even one step further for this one in FM26 because Justin Devaney is a breakthrough prospect. So a breakthrough prospect is a young player who is on the verges of the first team, on the fringes of the first team, will be called upon if needed, given the odd occasional sub-appearance here, there and everywhere. But they're a breakthrough prospect. They're not even really a member of the first team squad. He wants to leave because I won't start him. Don't have to play him, but he wants to leave now because I've refused to play him. He wants more starts, and if I don't give him to him, he wants to leave. So, again, it's another thing that's always been frustrating in Football Manager, that you can't build a squad, because even when you do have squad players and breakthrough prospects and stuff like that, they want to leave. So your depth options all want to leave because you're not playing them in the first team all the time. And it's always been something that's been broken in Football Manager. And for FM26, it's gone one step further, and breakthrough prospects are now kicking off because you're not playing them. You kind of understand if they're down as a squad player, but it's always been that thing that if you're a squad player, you're in the squad. If you're on the bench, you're in the squad. There's nothing that says squad players have to start games. And it's something that's really annoyed me forever with Football Manager. And now breakthrough prospects wanting first team football, they want to leave, is another annoying thing. They can completely change the UI. They can completely change the match engine. They can change the people that make the game and stuff like that. They can take away deadline day. They can take away cup draws. But they keep player interactions, press conferences and stuff exactly the same. And those stupid things like breakthrough prospects demanding first team football, or they want to leave. So now I'm going to have to sell him, but he's one of my depth options. Oh, sorry. It's really annoying and frustrating. Right. On to the next game. We are playing Strasbourg in the Conference League, and our team is Walter Benitez in goal for the injured Dean Henderson. Had a very solid Carabao Cup game against Wolves where he kept a clean sheet, and a clean sheet in his one Premier League appearance this season. So he's played 2, kept 2 clean sheets. Hopefully he can make it 3 out of 3 today. Maxence Lacroix is on the right side of the defensive 3. Another player who is playing very, very well, and his attributes are going up all the time. Beraldo is the centre of that 3. Our new signing who came in this season has played very well so far. He's not been as good as I maybe had hoped, but his attributes are going up all the time. He is still only 21 years old, and all his first team football is just going to help him to reach that massive potential a lot earlier. Mark Gahey, the captain, the player who's going to be leaving at the end of the season, who's wanted by quite a few teams. He has been another one who's probably underperformed, to be fair. If you look at his seasonal stats, he's on a 6.88 overall. He's probably been a bit of an underperformer, but he is our captain, he is our main defender, and he will start this game. Our standout player of the season so far, Daniel Munoz, will be the right wing-back. 3 goals from 13 appearances this season. He has been absolutely brilliant. He's also got 6 assists as well. And on the left wing back is Tyreek Mitchell, another player who's playing very, very well. 3 assists in 12 games. Current 7.25 rating for the season so far, and another player who is doing very, very well. Adam Walton, perhaps underperforming slightly, but he will play in the defensive midfield position. Crystal Uche will trigger his clause that he's got in his contract pretty soon. He's on loan from Getafe, and there's a clause in his contract that if he plays a certain amount of games, we then have to buy him for 16 million. He's going to trigger that because he's been absolutely brilliant this season, and he again will start in midfield in the advanced playmaker position. Yeremy Pino will start on the right-hand side. You all know how good he is. 6 goals in 12 appearances so far this season. 4 assists as well. He's playing absolutely brilliantly. That right-hand side of Munoz and Pino has been exceptional all season, and long may it continue. Daichi Kamada will play on the left-hand side. Ismail Assar isn't fully fit. He's carrying a little bit of a knock, so he drops to the bench for this game. So Kamada will play on the left-hand side. Has played okay so far. He's mostly been a sub this season. 4 starts and 4 sub appearances in the league. 7 starts and 5 sub appearances overall. He scored 1 goal. He's yet to get an assist. He's only like 6 point something rating, but he's a decent option to come in. And then Jean-Philippe Mateta will round off the team in the striker position. 3 goals from 13 appearances, though, isn't a great return, and hopefully he will score some more goals, kick some more corner flags, because we really, really need his goals. And because we didn't register Remy Matthews for this competition, we have to play 18-year-old Marcus Hill on the subs bench. Hopefully Walter Benitez will stay fit for the entire game, because he's not great, is he? He's not great at all, but it was him or Jackson Izquierdo, or whatever his name is. I can't pronounce his surname. I've gone for Marcus Hill as our option, and hopefully we won't have to call upon him. And here we go. I did say it in the game that I didn't record, but obviously the Conference League is licensed, so you get a different screen than what you get in the Premier League, different team sheets and different screens like this with the round of 16 table, current table and stuff, and fixtures, and you get a different cutscene and stuff. So it all looks nice and fancy like it did last year because of the licenses. You get the official ball and stuff like that. So it's all little nice touches to the match day experience. Obviously, I'm not going to watch these all the time, but I thought I'd show you it just for this one, because I was going to show you for the Fiorentina game, but I didn't record it. It's like, I'm still kicking myself for that one, because it was a brilliant performance as well. And there was a couple of issues that I highlighted, that were highlighted through that game, that we could have shared together, but yeah, as it stands, we couldn't. Something I did mention before, though, is the silly hairstyles. All the players have got silly hairstyles. Tyreek Mitchell's got a massive Mohican. I think the referee's got a Mohican. Someone else has got weird long hair, and yeah, it's not representative of the actual players. I know you haven't got like player faces and stuff like that in this game, but you could at least not give them stupid hairstyles. There's a good save from Walter Benitez, and it's behind for a corner for who are we playing? Strasbourg. Yeah. Right, we have an attacking highlight. Munoz to Pino. Pino to Walton. Walton back out to Munoz. Great little ball through. Pino takes on the defender, pulls it back, and Cristante Uche has scored. It's 1-0 to Palace. Great build-up. And yeah, one of the things that I love about FM26 is the match engine and the graphics changes and stuff. It looks brilliant. Like, look, when Pino gets here, he stands up, takes on his defender, pulls it back. Uche, great finish. Some of the finishes are brilliant. All right, there are probably graphics people out there that are like, oh, the graphics on this are absolutely horrible. But I've been playing Football Manager since it was Championship Manager. These graphics are absolutely amazing compared to what I've had to live through in the past. However, this here is horrible. SI, Football Manager people, this is horrible. If you suffer from seizures or like epilepsy or anything like that, this is going to be triggering. There's another highlight, just I was moaning about something. There's another highlight. We'll go back to that in a sec. It's a corner. It's headed out, but only as far as Paez. And that has come off the crossbar and has been cleared. The ball seemed to stay in the air forever. I don't know if that was just a bit of a lag or what, but it seemed to stay in the air for absolutely ever. And it's been cleared away, but Ben Chilwell will throw the ball in. Teta gives it to Munoz, and Munoz will hopefully just clear it upfield. No, he goes inside to Uche. And are we looking at building up a counter-attack? Walton to Pino. Pino's been tackled. It's back to Uche. Uche goes over the top to Munoz. Munoz has been tackled. The ball's gone out for a throw-in again. And the highlight doesn't seem to be finished yet. So hopefully we'll get an attack here. Pino. Again, cuts inside. Takes on the defender. It's gone to Mateta, and Mateta scores. I think the defender actually tackled Pino and put the ball into Mateta's path. That's what it looked like. Let's just have another little look. Pino took on the defender, cut inside. Defender attempted to get back. Yeah, he's tackled Pino, but put the ball straight to Mateta in a crowd of people. And Mateta, I said he needs to get back to scoring, and he has done with a great finish. 3 defenders around him. But yeah, back to this again. Look how quick it goes. If you slow it down, you can see what's going on. But the game takes absolutely forever to play. But as it stands, you have it fast because you want to get through those in-between highlights really quickly. And it's just all over the place. You can't see what's happening. You can't see where the ball is. It's just back and forth, loads of little flashing dots. Pino shoots over the crossbar. But yeah, it's just loads of little flashing dots that really hurt your eyes. Like, look at it. It's just horrible. Bring back the heat map and the polygons and stuff like that so that you can actually see what's happening in the game, see how your tactics working, see where the players are moving to and from and stuff. And yeah, just get rid of that. When I first saw it, I thought it was brilliant. When I first saw it in the leaked pictures or the trailer and stuff like that, I thought it looks absolutely brilliant. You'll be able to see what's going on, but you have to have it at such a fast speed to get through the in-between highlights quicker that you can't see what's going on. It's just a mess. I don't like it. I don't know if anyone likes it unless you watch the game on normal speed, in which case you're watching one game for 90 minutes a time, which I ain't got the time to do. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I think they should get rid of it before full release, please. Obviously they won't, but I would like it if they did. Anyway, enough about that. Crystal Palace are winning 2-0 in Strasbourg. We have been absolutely brilliant. Uche and Mateta with the goals. And as it stands, that sees us moving up to 3rd in the group stage. I thought Fiorentina and Strasbourg were probably the hardest 2 games we would face in this group stage. And we beat Fiorentina and we are beating Strasbourg. So I'm pleased. I'm very happy with the way things are going. Keep it up. All the players are happy. I'm happy. The players are happy. Everybody's happy. And hopefully we can hold on to this lead, see out another victory, make it 2 from 2 in the Conference League. And if you just watch it, just look at it. Look, it's horrible. You can't see what's going on. It's just, I'm going to keep moaning about it. Probably for the entire cycle, to be fair. There's a lot of moaning ahead about that weird 2D match thing. Kamada cuts inside. Is he going to shoot or is he going to pass? He goes for the shot and it's been tipped over the bar. Corner didn't come to anything though because it's back to this screen. It just needs to be moddable, doesn't it? This needs to be moddable. There ain't enough information. Like, why do we need to know the capacity of the ground during the match? And who the referee is. You need that information at the start, what the weather's going to be doing and stuff like that. Yeah, put that information at the start, but you don't need it in a panel during the match because it doesn't affect the match. The capacity doesn't affect what I'm doing as a manager. As Uche finds Mateta. Mateta shoots from outside the area and it's gone wide. Very good chance. And it's nice to see that we're still on the front foot. Despite having a 2-0 lead, we're looking to get that third goal. I know I've still got them on positive mentality and stuff, so it's my choice that they're going for it. But it's nice to see that we're still having chances. And Chilwell's got the ball on the left. Finds Enciso. Enciso with a great ball out to the right. Tyrick Mitchell with his weird Mohican is caught out of position. But the ball straight over and Walter Benitez clutches it gratefully to his chest. I don't know if it actually said that in the commentary bit there, but that's what he used to say in Football Manager, then it clutches it gratefully to his chest. It's a long kick. Mateta gets there first, finds Kamada with the header. Daichi Kamada goes back to Tyrick Mitchell. Just look at this stupid Mohican. He hasn't got that hairstyle in real life. Mitchell takes on the defender, but the defender gets back and puts it out for a throw-in. He's having a little wave to the crowd, then throws it to Walton, and now he puts the cross in. Finds Pino, who heads it to Mateta. Mateta back to Munoz, and Munoz makes it 3. 3 goals in 4 matches in the competition for Daniel Munoz. Very, very similar build-up and goal to the one he scored against Fiorentina. Pino peeling off of his defender before he went straight back to Mateta, to Munoz. This time he went to Mateta and Mateta put it back to Munoz. Very similar goal. But it puts it 3-0. And Munoz has been absolutely phenomenal this season. He is definitely our key player. I'm going to moan again. Just look at it. It's ridiculous. You can't see what's going on. All you can see is just loads of dots moving backwards and forwards. I remember when I was at school, we used to go in the computer room and there was a football management game then. It wasn't Championship Manager or anything like that. It was just a weird football management game that was inside Windows. And I used to play it in my lunch break, and that is what it was. It was just like little discs. Munoz across to Kamada, and that's been blocked and out for a corner. Yeah, it was just like these little discs, and they moved backwards. Well, there was no ball. It was just the discs just moved backwards and forwards. And this is what this is, basically. It's not fun. It just hurts my eyes. Right, Daniel Munoz has got the ball on the right. He puts a crossover. Daichi Kamada gets up there. No, he doesn't. It's been headed out only as far as Mitchell. Mitchell goes back to Gahey. First time I've mentioned his name in any game, to be honest. Uche. Brilliant ball to Mitchell. Mitchell across, and Mateta makes it 4. Jean-Philippe Mateta. 2 goals in 4 matches, both in this game. I said that this was going to be a difficult game. I said the Fiorentina game was going to be a difficult game, and we won 2-0. I said this was probably going to be our toughest Conference League game, going away to Strasbourg, who have got some very good players, and they won 3-0 in their last game, and we have absolutely ripped them a new one. We've travelled to France, and we're 4-0 up in the 78th minute. I'm going to make some subs, because there's no point in killing our players when we're already so far ahead. Let's bring on Sosa for Mitchell. We will bring on Line for Munoz. We'll bring on Richards for Gahey. Take off Uche for Lerma. Then we'll take off Pino. He's on a yellow card. Don't want him getting injured. Take him off for Essa. There's me 5 changes all in one. You watch, I'll probably get an injury now. Strasbourg bring the ball forward. They're going to try to stop Walter Benitez from keeping his 3rd clean sheet in a row, aren't they? And Enciso got the ball. Defence just stand off of him, and Julio Enciso scores for Strasbourg. means Benitez doesn't keep his third clean sheet in all competitions in a row for us. But the defending was awful. Yes, proceed. So just look at his defending. Look, you got two players there that stand and watch him. He stands and watches him. He stands and watches him. He couldn't get over quick enough. Keeper just sort of stood there, planted to the floor. Could have come out and tried to at least put him off a little bit, shouldn't he? But yeah, poor goal to concede, but we are so far ahead that it doesn't really matter. And I don't know if Walter Benitez is on a clean sheet bonus anyway, so hopefully that saves us a little bit of money. Actually, talking about money, I went through the whole transfer window with not a lot of money, completely forgetting that I could sell clauses. So I sold the clauses on, and I think that money's probably going to be used now for Uche to make it permanent. But that is a 4-1 victory over Strasbourg. Great victory, up to third in the group standing. Jean-Philippe Mateta with a 9.2 is our man of the match. But there were some other great performances along the way as well. And that, considering I thought that would be our toughest game in the Conference League, we should completely fly through this group now with a victory like that. Famous last words, probably. Like I said, that lifts us up to third place in the group standings after 2 games. We've scored 6, conceded 1, goal difference of +5, 6 points. We're level with Mainz, Rapid on 6 points and the same goal difference. They are just above me because they've scored 7 goals and I've only scored 6. AEK Larnakas of Cyprus are 4th, Bromby 5th, AEK Athens of Greece in 6th. And that rounds out the teams that have won both of their games so far. Yeah, there's 6 teams that have got a 100% record after the first 2 rounds of group matches in the Conference League. Right, that's going to bring this video to an end. It's been a pretty long one, really. We've gone through everything that happened in the season so far. Apologies about the Fiorentina game, but you got to see a better victory over Strasbourg, so really it's a bonus for you. But yeah, you didn't get to see the Fiorentina game like I planned, but you did get to see the Strasbourg game and you saw the goals from the Fiorentina game. So win-win all around. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment below, let me know how FM26 is going for you. How you getting on, who you're managing. Have you noticed any weird bugs? Have you had a player that you've already subbed off injured and then you've had to sub him off again for the same player you've already brought on for him? Yeah. I really wished I'd been able to show you that bit. That was the one thing in that Fiorentina game that I really wished that you could see. And yeah, and you got to hear me moan a lot about that stupid, weird 2D match thing that's going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. That is very like seizure inducing if you suffer from that sort of thing. It really hurts my eyes as well. But like I said, thank you very much for watching. I do really hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you will be with me for the FM26 cycle. I really do hope that they sort out these bugs and issues and stuff. There are a few things that they've taken out of the game that I wish they would bring back, just to increase the immersion, increase the realism, and the fact that it makes you feel like a football manager kind of thing. But we probably are not going to get them back, unfortunately. So it's a case of making do with what we've got. But we can still make videos and we can still build a story and stuff. This is only the beta, so we're going to get through that with Palace. And then I've got some good save ideas planned for the future. Anyway, I'm waffling on again. I love a bit of a waffle, don't I? Like I said, thank you. And I will see you all again soon. Until then, take care and bye-bye for now.